right at this very second, there is a hidden operating system running completely beneath the surface of your everyday life. In this explainer, we're diving into a profound intellectual journey to uncover the invisible biological forces that dictate your cognitive longevity, your emotional resilience, and your entire aging trajectory. So, let's jump right in.
You probably think of your bedroom as just a passive resting place, right? A quiet room where you happen to close your eyes at the end of the day. But the science actually reveals a vastly different and honestly a much more spectacular reality. Your bedroom is an active biological command center. While you're completely unconscious, this environment is packed with invisible forces actively rewriting your cellular health, pruning your brain networks, and shaping how you age every single night.
Section 1. The hidden operating system and the invisible forces at play.
Think of your body like a highly sensitive antenna. Every single environmental input in your room, from the specific wavelength of the light to a microscopic drop in temperature to the ambient sound and scent, cascades right through your nervous system. It alters your biology at a cellular level entirely outside of your conscious awareness. This perfectly illustrates homeostasis. It's not some static state, but your body's deeply interconnected effort to maintain stable internal conditions by constantly adjusting to these invisible inputs. To really understand this matrix, we have to peel back the layers, starting with the most powerful biological timekeeper in your home.
Section 2. Light, the circadian clock, and photic entrainment.
Here is a wild fact from evolutionary biology. Your eyes don't just see things, they actually tell time. They are wired directly into the master clock of your brain. Deep inside your retina are these highly specialized cells called iPRGCs, and they are explicitly designed to detect high-energy blue light, the exact wavelength emitted by the sun. But today, these cells are being hijacked by our screens and LED bulbs. When they detect blue light at night, they rapidly suppress the sleep hormone melatonin. They are literally tricking your ancient biology into thinking it's high noon, which severely disrupts your natural circadian rhythm.
And this creates a striking difference between light spectrums. Blue light powerfully disrupts your sleep architecture. But on the flip side, dim, long-wavelength red light is practically invisible to those iPRGC cells. Red light protects a chemical in your eye called rhodopsin. It maintains your night vision, acts as a neuroprotective shield for your circadian timing, and beautifully reduces that groggy, heavy feeling of morning sleep inertia.
But here's a fascinating scientific paradox for you. While light sets your internal rhythm and prepares the brain for rest, it's actually not the biological trigger that pushes you over the edge into deep, restorative sleep. So what is? Well, the answer lies in a hidden, massive physical shift.
Section 3. The thermodynamics of sleep and cooling the core.
To actually initiate sleep, your core body temperature has to experience a steep decline. And this isn't just about comfort, it's a fundamental physiological requirement. Your skin is covered in these specialized temperature sensors called TRP channels. When you get into bed, these sensors alert your brain's hypothalamus to radiate metabolic heat away from your core, mostly through dilated blood vessels in your hands and feet. But if your mattress and bedding trap that heat and push it right back into your body, this essential thermodynamic release is totally blocked, and your deep sleep is severely compromised.
Now this is where we uncover a truly surprising, even vulnerable biological truth. During non-REM sleep, your body can still regulate its temperature pretty well. You can sweat or shiver. But during REM sleep, which is the dream state essential for memory consolidation and emotional resilience, your brain literally paralyzes your body's temperature regulation. You completely lose the ability to regulate your own heat, making you incredibly vulnerable to your room's microclimate.
The clinical data on optimizing for this vulnerability is just staggering. When researchers used active, dynamic surface cooling that adjusts to these biological stages, they saw profound shifts. In female cohorts, deep, slow-wave sleep skyrocketed from 7.1% on a standard mattress to 12.3% on a smart cooling surface. That is a massive increase in the exact sleep stage responsible for flushing neurotoxins from the brain, which is a critical factor in your long-term cognitive longevity.
Of course, pairing this active cooling with the right thermodynamics in your textiles is absolutely vital. Synthetic polyester acts like a biological plastic wrap. It suffocates the skin and traps heat. Unless you're trying to steam cook yourself awake, you want highly breathable natural fibers like flax linen, which has microscopic air channels or tensile lyocell. These actively pull moisture away, supporting your body's natural heat release. But temperature is just one piece of this interconnected puzzle. Let's move to Section 4, the acoustic sleep paradox, and the truth about broadband noise. Millions of people live in noisy urban environments and rely on white and pink noise machines to mask city sounds. We generally assume that continuous pink noise is perfectly safe for all-night use and that it always deepens our sleep. But here's the catch. While it successfully masks disruptive sounds by raising the ambient noise floor, it comes at a steep biological cost. It forces your auditory system to remain highly active, keeping your brain working overtime processing sound for 8 hours straight while you are unconscious.
In a landmark 2026 sleep laboratory study at the University of Pennsylvania, scientists uncovered a shocking revelation. They discovered that playing continuous pink noise at just 50 decibels, which is roughly the volume of a moderate rain shower, actually stripped away critical restorative REM sleep. The brain was so busy processing the static, it was robbed of nearly 19 minutes of deep emotional and cognitive recovery.
This fundamentally changes how we need to view auditory masking. To protect your brain development, your memory consolidation, and your overall sleep architecture, you have to adopt some healthy, empowering rules. If you're going to use a sound machine, place it in a corner away from your bed. Keep the volume at background conversation level, and most importantly, use a timer so it shuts off after you fall asleep. For continuous all-night protection without that heavy acoustic load, high-quality earplugs are actually the scientifically superior choice.
Which brings us to Section 5, Environment, Stress, and the Biology of Your Space.
Okay, so what happens if your room is perfectly dark, thermally optimized, and dead silent? Can your biology still get hijacked? Absolutely. First, we have to correct a major myth, the idea that a few houseplants will purify your bedroom air. This whole concept comes from a 1989 NASA study done in tiny, sealed, airtight chambers. In a real home, with massive natural air exchange, you would need up to 1,000 plants per square meter to make a dent. So, unless you plan to sleep in a literal jungle canopy, you actually need a mechanical true HEPA filter to catch the disruptive PM2.5 particulate matter that threatens your respiratory recovery.
Furthermore, the physical objects in your space have a measurable neurochemical impact. Studies from UCLA and others reveal that visual clutter literally overloads your visual cortex. Your brain has to quietly evaluate every single object, leading to decision fatigue that sparks a low-grade threat response in the amygdala. Clutter isn't just an aesthetic issue, it's a chronic biological stressor that can spike your waking cortisol, your primary stress hormone, by up to 25%.
But here's the good news. You can deliberately use neurochemistry to biohack your way out of this stress. Pure lavender essential oil contains specific volatile compounds, linalool and linalool acetate. When you inhale them, they bypass conscious thought entirely. They bind to your olfactory receptors and send signals directly to your limbic system. Clinical trials show this physically lowers your heart rate and significantly drops salivary stress biomarkers, effortlessly shifting your nervous system right into deep parasympathetic recovery.
Section 6. The Unified Sleep Sanctuary and Your Biological Command Center.
As we step back and synthesize all of this incredible data from neuroscientists, thermal engineers, and sleep researchers, a profound truth really emerges. The human body is not a machine with isolated parts. It is one deeply intertwined biological system responding to a matrix of inputs. By systematically optimizing this matrix, you transform your bedroom into an active engine for longevity. You block the blue light to protect melatonin. You utilize breathable fibers and smart cooling to support the thermodynamic drop. You use timers on noise machines to protect your REM sleep, and you manage your neurochemistry with clean air and targeted aromatherapy to silence the stress response.
And this brings us to the ultimate realization of our journey today. Health is not a collection of separate habits. Health is the emergent result of countless interconnected biological processes occurring every moment of every day. Just look at the cascade. Sleep influences hormones. Hormones influence mood. Mood influences behavior. Behavior influences the nervous system. The nervous system influences inflammation. Inflammation influences aging, and aging influences cognition. Every tiny adjustment you make to your bedroom environment profoundly alters the biological operating system running beneath your daily human experience.
So, as you get ready for bed tonight, step into your room and look at it through this new scientific lens. Ask yourself, how are these invisible forces currently rewriting your biology? And more importantly, with this knowledge now in your hands, what invisible force in your environment will you change tonight to alter the trajectory of your health and your future?